Today, I'm going to be scoring 1 touchdown with every free agent who's on a new team, and we're going to be starting with DeAndre Hopkins. And obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is now playing for the Baltimore Ravens, which is a pretty solid pickup. I mean, I know Zay Flowers is still probably going to be the #1 guy on this team, but either way, I mean, Hopkins is going to be a solid second, maybe third string, depending on how Bateman plays next season, but I'm going to try and go for Zay this time. Actually, I just got to make sure we don't get sacked because we have Crosby on us. Lamar's gonna be gone though, so that's gonna bring the ball across midfield. I'm gonna try and go back for DeAndre Hopkins here. If he can get some separation, that would be great. It looks like he is gonna have a pretty solid gain. It looks like the Raiders are gonna make us work for this touchdown though, because they did bring up a 3rd down after that. We're gonna have Mark Andrews open, but he's gonna be short, so that is gonna bring up a 4th down. Obviously, I'm just gonna go for it here. I mean, there's no point in kicking a field goal. I'm hoping that Hopkins can save the drive for us, and it looks like we're gonna have him wide open. For a second there, I actually thought he was gonna stay up and just keep going, but either way, he brought it all the way to the 10-yard line. So I'm just gonna try and go back to this route again, and hopefully this time he can get in for the touchdown. We're so close. The Raiders are really gonna make us work for this touchdown though, bro, because they brought up another 4th down after that. So I'm just gonna go back to this route because it has worked the last 2 times I've ran it. And it looks like we've got Hopkins open again, but of course there's a flag. Thankfully, it's going to be offside on the defense though, so that touchdown is going to count. But anyways, that's going to bring us to the 2nd player on this list, and that player is Deebo Samuel, who is now playing for the Washington Commanders. Obviously, he is just like Hopkins. He's not going to be the #1 guy on this offense because they have Terry McLaurin. But either way, I mean, I'd say Hopkins is definitely a solid pickup. I mean, him and McLaurin should be a really scary duo, especially when you pair them with Jaden Daniels. I'm gonna try and go for a bit of a shot right here though, man. I mean, if Samuel can get some separation, I feel like we should be able to get a pretty big pickup. I think he should have that too. It's off his feet. So now it's 4th down, but we only need 2 yards. So I'm just gonna run this route right here, and it looks like Deebo is gonna have the first. That actually went for a pretty solid pickup right there too. So that is gonna keep the drive alive for us. I'm gonna see if we can get Deebo open again on this route though, and it looks like he should be there. That actually might go for a touchdown. We're 1 yard away. I thought he was gonna bring that all the way, bro, but as long as we don't throw a pick, I mean, we should be good. We literally need 1 yard here, so I'm hoping this won't be too much of a challenge. We're gonna throw an interception though, so that definitely sucks. Thankfully, I was able to get the ball back into scoring position after that though, so hopefully this time we don't throw another interception. I mean, back-to-back picks would be pretty rough, but it looks like Deebo is going to be in for the score. But that is going to bring us to the next player on our list, and this is probably the most hyped up trade of the offseason up to this point, because as you can see, we're down here in Pittsburgh, and they now have DK Metcalf at wide receiver. I mean, him and George Pickens are definitely going to be a pretty solid duo. I'm gonna see if we can have Freiermuth here though. That's gonna go for a big 1st down. But yeah, I'm not too sure what the Steelers are gonna do with their quarterback situation yet. I mean, it's looking like Russell Wilson is probably on his way out if they do get Aaron Rodgers. If not, I think they're gonna end up keeping Russ, but it looks like we are gonna score a touchdown with Metcalf. That might be our quickest drive of the video up to this point as well. But that's gonna bring us to the LA Rams, and obviously these guys now have Devontae Adams as their #1 receiver. I mean, I guess you could argue it's between him and Puka right now, but either way, I mean, up to this point, I would argue that this is by far the biggest pickup of the offseason. I mean, DK Metcalf is good, don't get me wrong, but I'd argue that Devontae Adams is still one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I mean, I don't know if I put him in the top 5 still, because there are a lot of solid young guys now, but I don't think I can put him lower than the 6 or 7 spot. But the 49ers did bring up a 3rd down after that. I'm not gonna lie, this has been a pain trying to score with the Rams. I mean, as you can see, it's 21-0 right now. This O-line has been a massive issue so far. I mean, this is attempt number 5 or 6, but hopefully we can finally get in the end zone here. I'm actually going to try and end this off right here, man. I mean, if we can get some space with Devontae Adams, I feel like this should... Actually, that might not... Never mind. That is going to go for a touchdown. So it looks like we're finally going to get in the end zone with Devontae Adams. But that's going to bring us to the next team on this list, and this one's kind of like a 2-1 because the Seattle Seahawks have a new quarterback who is Sam Darnold, and they also... Hold on, that is an absolute brick. But as I was saying, they also have Cooper Kupp at wide receiver. I mean, obviously losing DK Metcalf was a pretty big hit, but I feel like Puka Nacua, or sorry, not Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, not Puka Nacua. I don't know why I wanted to say Puka there, but him and Jackson Smith and Jigba should be able to do a pretty solid job. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how good Seattle is next season. I mean, if you ask me, I'd say they definitely have one of the better defenses in the NFC right now, but I'm going to try and get Cooper Kupp open this time. Hopefully this time I can hit my pass. That should be a dot. It looks like he's going to be wide open, and we're in the red zone. So hopefully a few more solid plays should put us in for a touchdown. That should be a pretty good pickup right there. Smith and Jigba's going to bring it to the 10-yard line. So all we got to do is get 10 yards, and we're in for the touchdown. We're going to get sacked, though, man. I tried to get the ball off, but I couldn't get out of the pocket. I mean, that very well could kill our drive. I'm hoping we can pick up something here, but... actually, we might have the touchdown right there. It looks like Kupp is going to be in for the score. So thankfully that sack did not ruin our drive. But anyways, that's going to bring us back down to LA. But this time we're using the LA Chargers, and they have Najee Harris, who is their new running back. I mean, I feel like most of the players on this list have actually been like wide receivers. I'm pretty sure this is the only running back on our list, but I'm going to go for another run with Harris here. And this time it looks like we're going to get caught pretty quickly. I mean, we are playing against Kansas City, so I don't think this is going to be an easy drive for us, so I'm going to put it in the air this time, and hopefully that can work out. It looks like Johnston is going to be just short, or not. I guess he picked that up, so that is going to give us a first down. So I'm going to try and go back for Najee. He's going to lose yardage though, so I guess I'll put it back in the air, and hopefully we can get McConkey open off of a slant route. I don't think that's going to work though, so I just got to hope that Herbert can do something. Obviously, we couldn't find anyone there, so that is going to bring up a third down, and we need to get 12 yards, so I'm just going to go for a bit of a shot here. That actually should work out. It looks like we are going to keep the drive alive with McConkey. I'm not going to lie, I thought we were done there. I wasn't really expecting him to have that much separation, but since he got it, 23 yards to go and we're in for the touchdown, and that might be our biggest run. That might go for a touchdown. Hold on, we're going to be in. I mean, that was a crazy run from Harris, man, but that's going to bring us down to New York, and they now have Justin Fields as their quarterback. I mean, he's going to be the main guy, which is good to see. I mean, I feel like Justin Fields deserves a bit more of a chance. Obviously, he was the backup in Pittsburgh, but honestly, I feel like he didn't play bad in Pittsburgh either. I mean, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was undefeated for the time that he played when Russ was injured. But anyways, I'm going to try and go for Wilson here. That was almost intercepted, but we're going to bring it in. These two used to play in Ohio State together, so it's going to be interesting to see how they play in the NFL. I mean, they could end up being a really solid duo, but I'm just going to keep it on the ground this time. Hall did not get much. Broncos did bring up a third down after that, though, so we need to get 8 yards if we want to stay on the field. I'm going to try and go for Lazard here. He should have that. Actually might go for a touchdown. Hold on. He's going to bring it into the red zone. I mean, we've got it all the way down to the 5-yard line now. So instead of passing it, I'm going to try and go for a rushing touchdown with Justin Fields, unless we need to put it in the air, which is a possibility. I mean, if we get stopped here, I might just give up and put it in the air, but I'm going to try one more time for a rushing touchdown. And it looks like he is going to have it. So we're going to get Justin Fields in on the ground. That's going to bring us to the Las Vegas Raiders. And these guys now have Geno Smith as their quarterback, which I would say is definitely an upgrade over Gardner Minshew, but it's really nothing too special. He'll be all right, though. I mean, he does have Brock Bowers, who is a really solid tight end, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see what Bowers can do in his second season in the league. But I'm going to try and go for a bit of a shot with Tucker here, unless Myers can get open. But it looks like actually, I probably should have gone for Myers there, but it looks like Tucker's still going to bring it all the way to the 14. So 14 yards to go and we're in for the touchdown. I'm going to try and go back to Brock Bowers because I feel like he's by far our best player on the offense. Oh, that's close. I'm going right back to the same route I just ran because we only need 2 yards now. So hopefully Brock can bring this in, and it looks like he's going to be there for the score. But anyways, that's going to bring us down to Buffalo, and this is a pickup that might have gone unnoticed to a lot of people, but the Bills did end up getting Joshua Palmer, who's not going to be the #1 wide receiver or anything like that, but he's a decent pickup. I mean, he should be a solid third string. I'm going to see if we can get him open again off of the slant here, though, and if we can... Nah, that's not happening. I'm just going to keep it on the ground with Allen. I was hoping he'd bring that to the house, but either way, we only need 4 yards now, so I'm just going to go for another shot to Palmer. That's going to be close, but it looks like he is going to bring that in for the score. But that's going to bring us to the final player on this list, and that player is Jameis Winston, who is now the quarterback for the New York Giants. And I don't think this guy's going to be winning these guys a Super Bowl or anything like that. But with that being said, I mean, I'd say he's definitely an upgrade from the last few quarterbacks that the Giants have had. I mean, New York has had some really terrible QBs lately, but I'm going to try and go for a bit of a shot right here. Hopefully the tight end can get some separation. That actually might go for a touchdown right there. It looks like we're going to be in. So that is going to wrap things up. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It'd really help out the channel. And if you have any video ideas, make sure to drop them down below. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. And while you're down there, make sure you check out my socials. I got everything linked in my description. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.